Hi, my name is Jess and this is the third episode of Knitting on Sweater Avenue. I'm based here in Melbourne, Australia, where today it feels like it's trying to melt me. So I'm very hot, but this is probably the first day I've had in weeks where I've been like, I think I have the time and the energy to film a podcast. So I just thought I'd film an update. I've got lots of things to talk about. I sort of half filmed a whole episode and then decided that I was over it and I didn't want to keep going and anyway. So starting with this one, and I'm hoping it's going to be alright. It has been more than a month since I filmed and it kind of feels like I haven't made very much progress. I don't know, we'll see. But I also have so many acquisitions, which, for lack of a better word, it's not my fault. It's like the culmination of a lot of things that I ordered over quite a long time all arriving at once, and I panicked just a little bit. Also, I've got a new mic, so hopefully the sound is all clear and perfect, and the washing machine is not on, so 2 wins on that front. I only have one finished object, and then I'll go through my whips, for which I have a fair few, and then my acquisitions, for which I have a lot. And then I'm going to go through some plans, because it feels like summer here. I acknowledge it's only spring, but it's so hot today. Probably because I don't have the aircon on, but have the windows open, so she'll be right. So yeah, to get started, I'm going to start with my one finished object. I suppose it's not blocked, but it's finished. And this is the Monday sweater by Petite. And I made a few changes, but I'm really happy with it. I'm just going to bring it closer. I didn't talk about what I was wearing, so I'll go into that after this. So this is, it's the Monday sweater. I knit it with Drops Baby Merino and Drops Kid Silk. And the Baby Merino is in the light grey colour and the Kid Silk is in Moonshine. And this is, well, I had a bit more than this left over, but those are the two leftover-y bits. And I did it completely pattern. I knit a size small, but then I decided I wanted to do a split hem. So I sort of did a split hem here, and I did a little, I switched the 2 stitches, I did a mock cable before the split hem, just because I wanted to, I don't know, I just didn't want it to be too gappy. I haven't blocked it, so I'm hoping it'll block it out, and then I slipped every first stitch on the edgings, so that I don't know, I thought that would look nice. And I did 20 rows on the front, and I did 20 rows on the front, or 19, and then the 2 rows of double knitting, and then the Italian bind off, and on the back I think I did 30, and then the 2 rows of double knitting. But I am so happy with it. It fits exactly how I want, so I'm going to have to be pretty careful when I block it, because I'm a bit worried, because the Baby Merino is superwash, and I've never had anything expand for me, but just not really sure. But it's very cute and cozy, and not that I wish it was still cold, because I'm really enjoying the sun, but I could do with it being I could do with a morning of cold, just so I can wear it. But I think I will block it immediately after this, so, and then it will have all night to dry. So yeah, very happy with that. And that is my one finished object. So I guess maybe I did the whole body since the last one, but it just feels like I have not made a lot of progress. And I want my things to be finished, but I obviously know that you have to spend a lot of time doing everything. But sometimes I just get into a mood and I want to finish something, but I'm glad that one's done. So moving on to works in progress, I've got a couple. I'll start with my Camisole No. 9. So this is the Camisole No. 9 by My Favourite Things Knitwear. I'm knitting it in a yarn by Fibresmith, which is a hand-dyed yarn company in Melbourne. And this is the colour Burnt Terracotta, and this is their Lemonade 4-ply Merino, which is 100% superwash extra fine Australian Merino. 100 grams is 400 meters. And I mean, I am so happy with how this is going. I don't know how much I'd done last time, but the neckline is now done, and I'm so excited about it. I'm pretty sure I can guarantee that I'll knit this again, and I want to do a lateral braid when I pick up the stitches around the neckline, or I don't know, maybe the row after, because I really like the outcome of this, but it was a bit of a faff to actually do. So yeah, I'm halfway through one of the sleeves, so you sort of knit it inside out, so sort of the, wow, you can't see that at all, but yeah, halfway through that, but very happy with how it's going. And then I've got to do the other sleeve and add a bit more to the body before I do a little fold under. But yeah, I will definitely be knitting this again. It's just like, I feel like it's just like the kind of shirt that I want to wear. I still didn't manage to talk about what I'm wearing. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I am wearing the 7 PM Tank by tiffknit in this super cute yarn that I have zero information about. I knit this not before I was like documenting stuff, but I didn't write down what the yarn was, and it only took one ball, and I threw out the packaging. So, but I really like it. It's just sort of, you knit the bottom piece sideways, and then you like pick up the stitches and go upwards, and it's got like a ribbed section on the back. So yeah, I'm really happy with it, and it's pretty good for this hot weather, although I guess maybe I could do with something a little bit summerier. But yeah, I really like it. I think it's knit to your measurements, which is kind of a win. I like that about it. And I maybe could have made the straps a little bit shorter, but you never know. Yeah, so that's that. And then my other works in progress, here are my socks. These feel like they're taking forever. I'm knitting them toe up because I didn't have much yarn, and I am knitting them 2 at a time. And here they are. This one's obviously going better than the other. I still need to, yeah, so I put in some scrap yarn for where I'm going to knit the heel, but I haven't cut it off yet. So I still have the ball attached. So these are in, I think I've got the packaging. Here we go. The like main body of the sock is in the Fiori gradient sock hand dyed, which is 80% merino, 20% nylon, and it's a 50 gram skein, which is why I'm knitting the toe up. But I will not be doing that again. I'm over it. I mean, I really like the way the toe looks, but I really don't like the actual knitting process. I know how to do it I know how to do it cuff down, and I just would rather do that. Anyway, I have put the scrap yarn in this one for the heel, but it's exactly the same color as the yarn, so that's going to work really well for me. But it's somewhere in there. So that's one, and then this is the other. You can definitely see where it is on this one. It's going well. I knit it on the train, and sometimes when I've got a bit of extra time or I'm in a meeting where I'm not meant to be chatting, I'll sort of, not meant to be talking in the meeting, right? Then I'll do this in the background. But I do like how it's turning out, but I guess I don't really understand, like, they're going to be sisters, not twins, these socks. But I think they'll be cute, and they've got a little bit of striping happening, which you can see there, that I'd never seen before. So that's how that's going. It does feel like it's taking forever. And I'm using, for the toes, heels and cuffs, I'm using the Lang Yarns Jawoll Super Wash, which is 75% wool, 25% nylon, and it is 50 grams, some distance. Doesn't say how long it is. Oh no, 210 meters. I just folded it there. And this was a wild thing. I was watching a video, I want to say Tiffany Lou, and she pulled this out of the center of her ball from Jawoll, and I was like, is that some sort of weird prank? But it's not. It comes with like a little, like, mending spool of thread. It's like the same color, but it's a bit thick, a bit thinner and like sturdier. I pulled it out. Not that I've spent a lot of time looking inside the middle of a ball of yarn, but I really didn't expect that to come out. I found that was genuinely like, yeah, I was very confused by that, but I guess that's cool. And I don't know what I'll do with the rest of this because I'm only using a little bit for these socks, but I'm sure I can find something. So those, the socks, hoping to get them done because I'm ready to go back to doing cuff down, and I've got my next one. I've got some wool wound up right here that I'm ready to start using, but I will go into that in a second. So those are my socks. What else? I think So, stuff that I had on the needles last time that has had no progress, including and not limited to my Elizabeth blouse. And I'd started the casual top, but I've made no progress on that because sometimes the vibes just aren't there. But I have cast on some new things. I don't know if I had cast this on last time. I haven't made a lot of progress on this recently. I've been sort of focusing on the Monday sweater and the Camisole No. 9. But this is the twist loop top by Otherloops in some knitting for olive, dusty artichoke merino. I've just done the front, and I think that I need to cable, which is why I stopped, because I just got a bit distracted and wanted easy projects to work on. So I did just like my plain stockinette ones. But I'm excited to have some ribbing and some ribbing and cables, because I do really like them, and I just love this yarn. I had a ball and a half left over from my cabled sweater, the cabled sweater from My Favorite Things Knitwear, and I think I bought one more ball just so that I could knit this, and I'm really excited to get a bit more into this, although it is the needles that I need to finish my Camisole No. 9, so I guess you can only be knitting on one thing at once, so that's okay. But I just need to sort of finish one of them. And my other work in progress that I can think of, I think that's it, yeah, comes inside an acquisition. As I think I mentioned, did I mention? I don't know. It was my birthday. I'm now 25. I feel very old and mature. Not really, I'm still a bit chaotic. But for my birthday, my parents were very generous, and they got me this microphone, which, oh my god, is very exciting, but also a bit stressful, because now I feel like if the audio is terrible, then that's straight up on me. And the mud bag. This is the mud satin extra large bag in whiskey, and I will admit that I mentioned it to, I think I told my boyfriend that I really wanted it, and that, to be honest, I was probably going to buy it for myself as my own birthday present, but he was like, no, you're not allowed to. So I was like, okay. And they gave it to me, and I'm so excited about it. My Monday sweater was in there until I finished it, and then I'm always in the middle of a row, very rogue. This is relating to a yarn acquisition as well, but it is my newest cast on, and it is the Moby Sweater Man, and it's for my boyfriend, and I haven't told him that I've started it yet, and I think he will watch this, so I've started it, haha. I've done, wow, I'm so embarrassed that I just like, why did I start it? Why did I leave it in the middle of a row? I'm not even knitting in the round, I'm just knitting, and I just like, oh my goodness. Okay, I was going to try and get to the end of the row, but it's going to take too long. So I am loving it. Here we go. It's like got that bit, the mock cable, and then I've done, I guess, 1, 2, 3 of the actual cables, and I've just started going like back and forth, like all the way back and forth. Like I finished the short rows. Very happy with it. I'm loving it so far. I didn't love knitting mock cables on the Ingrid sweater because it's just like, it felt so monotonous, but I'm really liking it here. I guess because it's only like a short chunk, like you only do it there, and then the rest of it's like interesting enough that it keeps me interested. This is in, and this is kind of this is one of my acquisitions. It's in Sandnes Garn, pure gynt, in colour 6324, which is like a nice blue. So I suppose we'll move into the acquisitions after this. It's in a nice blue, and I ordered it from a random shop in, like, I want to say the Netherlands. Like, it was very rogue, but that's what I did. And it arrived, I think I sent it to my mum's house because she wanted to knit a jumper, my parents' house. She wanted to knit a jumper using pure gynt as well. So we were just like, we'll split shipping, and then I knew my parents were going to come visit me, so she brought it down for me. So yeah, that is one of my acquisitions. I got 14 balls, I think, and I am knitting the size I think I'm knitting him the size small, because he is quite small, and then it will also fit me, because I think I have both the Moby Sweater Man and the Moby Sweater Woman, and they're like almost the same. So I might just, I'm on the fence about which one I'll knit, but they are the same at the moment for the small. That's the weird thing. Like they just seemed, according to like the page, which you can see, so that's just like published, they're the same finished measurements, but it's different ease recommendations. So the men's recommends different ease. So like, yeah, weird. But anyway, I think this will fit him nicely, and I really like the color, and I'm very excited. And I'm like, this is a disaster area, but I'm nearly finished the first ball, and that's why it looks like this. But I don't like knitting off of these. I find it annoying, and when you they just like fly around. And another acquisition I got was a ball winder, and I'm so excited about it. And that was a present as well. So I got a lot of knitting related presents for my birthday, and it's so fun. And I just like sat there on my birthday morning, just like winding up balls of yarn and being excited about it, which I think is funny. But it does smell very sheepy, like extremely sheepy. So hope you like that. No, I don't mind it. It's quite nice, and it's not too lanolin-y. The only change I've made, I've made 2 changes so far, actually. Sorry, relevant. Is I have switched the directions of the cables, because I think I was watching Florence. Her name is Florence, Handmade by Florence, I think. And she mentioned that the pictures that Petite Knit posts of her Moby sweater, the cables are the opposite way than they are in the pattern, which is an odd change in my opinion. Like, why would you bother changing that? But anyway, I switched it so that it's the same as hers. And then for the edge stitch, so you have the like double moss, and then for the edge stitch I'm just knitting on the right side and purling on the wrong side, because I think that will make it easier to pick up the stitches when I want to do the sleeve. So those are the 2 changes I've made, and I think it's so cute. I'm really enjoying all of it. I'm a little bit worried about moving into the round, which obviously I'm quite far away from, but just in terms of like at the moment with the there's like twisted stitches and garter, and I'm just like worried about remembering to do garter when I'm knitting around, whereas at the moment it just means you just knit it. So yeah, that's a win, and I'm very excited about that. So those are all of my whips, I think. Yep. So I'm going to move on to acquisitions, and I guess I've already started. So one acquisition is this. So the Sandnes Garn. With that, I also got myself, so I got a sweater quantity for him and a sweater quantity for me of Sandnes Garn Double Sunday, and I can almost guarantee I'll buy more of this, and Tin Silk Mohair in like a foresty green. I love it, and I was completely inspired by Emma, I think, from Midsummer Knits, and she was knitting a Moby, and I'm about 50% likelihood to just do exactly the same. I'm gonna hold them together for if I do the Moby, I'll hold them together no matter what I knit, but I think I'll if I were to get Double Sunday again, I want to hold it by itself. I don't know. I'm really enjoying just doing the pure gynt, which is just like by itself rather than holding in 2 yarns together. And you don't need to use mohair all the time. So that's that. So that was from Sandnes Garn. Like, I really am a bit like, wow, I got a lot. There was Olivia and Oliver Fibers did a shop update. I want to say in July. That feels like a long time ago, but I think that's when it was. And I ordered 2 like a sock skein and a sock set, and I got it sent to my friend who lives in the UK, because the shipping was going to be way less, and then I knew she was coming over in September. So I ordered and paid for it, and it arrived a long time ago, and I only got it more recently. Hence why That's part of the reason. Like, there's all these things that are reason that I got all of this yarn right now. But I got two, and it's also why it's a bit crumpled. So I got the sock set. Apple Blossom is the pink, and Willow is the green. And I just like, honestly, Chelsea from True Lane Knits is a real, not that she's an enabler because we don't know each other, so she really didn't have a lot to do with this, but she like talks about Olivia and Oliver fibers, and I'm just so easily convinced, and I love it. So that's this one. So yeah, I guess this is the Apple Blossom sock set. And then this one is the Elderflower sock, and I am so excited about, and I already twisted it up because I'm ready to do it, and I don't know, I'm currently knitting my socks 2 at a time, so I might spin this. Let's just like use my ball winder again. I really do look for reasons to use it. I've got so many things wound up that I don't need to. And so I might wind it into 2 smaller balls so that I can knit my socks 2 at a time. But we will see how I go on that front. So I got 2 sock, I guess, yarn to make 2 pairs of socks. And yeah, this is the classic sock. I'll put the thing in here. And it's like 75% merino, 25% nylon, 2 ply, 425 meters, and it is in elderflower. Oh, I love green. And last, is it last? I suppose, I don't know if I talked about this last time, so I'll talk about this briefly. But I suppose I got 1 ball of Knitting for Olive Merino in Dusty Artichoke to knit the twist loops top, and I got 2 balls of Knitting for Olive Soft Silk Mohair in burnt orange to hold with my Wool and the Gang Sugar Baby Alpaca in rusty orange to knit the Semper slipover v-neck. So I'm knitting that with a friend, so I need to wait for her to be ready to cast it on, but I'm very ready. I have got my swatch. She's also done her swatch, so I think we might be casting it on this afternoon or tomorrow. But here's my swatch. I was a bit worried, like, because it's so hard. Wait, hold up a second. It's so hard. Like, I had this yarn and I needed to order a mohair, but like, you have this in person and then this on the screen. So then I got this one up on the screen to try and like color match, and they're not perfect. Like, I don't know. They could do with a bit of, like, if I was trying to color match them in store, maybe I would go a different choice. But I really like the way that they've gone together in the gauge swatch. I think they look really nice. And I meet gauge. And it's on 4.5mm needles, which is the biggest needles I reckon I've used this year. Which feels a bit rogue, but I guess everything's just on 4 for me mostly. It's like 4 and 3. But yeah, very happy with that. So that's a little bit of yarn there. And last but not least, not least at all, because I did an order from Zakami, hopefully that's right, yarns, and they had the door pre-order, and alongside that I just like added another few skeins. So I got 4 skeins. I'm so excited about this. I have never used this before. Of Surrey alpaca in the color Exordium, and it's just like this super cute, like pale. Let's see. I'll hold up 3 of them because the 4th one looks gross because I unwound it to like see what it was looking like. But they're just like, oh my goodness, they're so cute, and I just feel like I need to just acquire just like a nice pale anything, like just like a white or probably just like a naturally white merino or something to hold with them. And then I reckon I'm gonna knit the chestnut sweater. I think it's so cute. Anyway, it's so soft. I'm so excited. So I got 4 skeins of this, So it's Exordium, 75% baby Surrey alpaca, 25% silk, non-superwash, 420 meters and 50 grams. And I got 4, which maybe is that too much? I don't know. I'm a tall person, you know. It's so nice. It feels so nice. Alongside that, I really did go a bit rogue. I got, also in the pre-order, I got 2 skeins of Parnassam. So they look quite different, actually. So I might have to be a little careful with colour pooling. So I think when I knit with them, I might do helical knitting, or maybe I'll start with this one, because that looks like it's got a bit more colour variation. Yeah, whereas the other one's very green. I like green, so I'm okay with it. So yeah, I might do helical knitting. I think my plan is to knit another camisole number 9 with this, because I love it, and I think it will just like show off the yarn really well while also fitting seamlessly into my wardrobe. Like, absolute win-win. I'm so excited. Absolutely no idea when I'll knit that up. Definitely a spring-summer plan, but need to wind up a few other things, as in like finish up a few other things. I shouldn't wind up any more yarn until I like finish them. And then I will be back into, then I can cast something else on. Yeah, I need to finish up some stuff before I cast anything else on. But I'm having a wonderful time. And then the last thing I ordered was the this is, I think it's called their like alpaca fingering in cinnamon stone, and it's 60% merino, 20% alpaca, 20% mulberry silk, and it's super, I guess the merino superwash, but it's 460 meters in, it's 115 grams per ball, but they are beautiful. I'm so excited. And I think I'm going to knit camisole number 5 with these, by my favourite things knitwear. But once again, I don't know when I'll cast that on. And then, this was wild. So I just like, the package arrived and I opened it and I was like, I don't remember ordering that. That's because I didn't. But they were so kind and they sent me some extra yarn. I guess they were like, thank you for waiting. And I was like, you had to dye all this yarn. Anyway, here it is. It's like, I don't really know how to describe the colour. It's like a yellow mustardy colour, I suppose. Browny yellow mustard. Anyway, it's their 100% blue-faced Leicester, and it's 225 meters in 100 grams. And so I've got 2. And I think they're beautiful, but I have no idea what to knit with them. I'm like, should I knit a vest? Should I use them as stripes? I do think they I think they suit me. I guess this lighting's not great. I'm sorry about that. Maybe they suit me? I think so. So, I don't know what I'm going to knit with them, but I do like them. So I'm not, it was so nice of them, but just like a bit stressful because now I have to work out what I'm going to knit with them. So yeah, those are all my acquisitions, I think. I've gone through it all. The last acquisition that I guess that I wanted to mention was I got a ball winder in Swift, and I'm so excited about it. Here is the Swift, I always forget. And it's just so cute. And then I've got a ball winder as well, but it's like taken apart, but it's in a nice wood as well. Just want to show you the wood, and it matches. So I was very impressed with my boyfriend's ability to colour match with the wood in our apartment, which was very nice of him, and so generous and sweet. And I just I love birthdays. It's just mostly I love birthdays, is spending time with everyone, and I got to do that, which was wonderful. But presents are fun too. So yeah, those were my main acquisitions. Those were all of my acquisitions, and I just feels like a lot. So I'm gonna need to cool it on the ordering of yarn for the rest of my life until I go back to having less yarn. This whole box is full. You can't really see it, but it's in plastic because basically I saw one moth and I had a full panic and put everything in plastic, and I'm being super careful with it. But the last section, I just wanted to talk about some of my plans. I think I've mentioned some of them, so some of them I won't mention again because I've mentioned them, or maybe very briefly. But probably maybe the next thing I cast on, if we cast on this tomorrow, is my Semper slipover V-neck. So I'm very excited about that. But then I have wound up my studio linen by Erika Knight. I've got one wound up and one not. And I really want to cast on the double crossed top by Charissa Lam. So hoping to, maybe if I finish my camisole number 9, I'll cast this on. It's like a reward. Maybe I'll do that. Because I think that's on a slightly bigger needle too. So, and this is like my only legitimately summer fiber, like, because it's, what is it? Premium and recycled linen. Okay, but it's 85% viscose, 15% linen, and this is the color cirrus. But it's yeah. So I think that will be one of my next cast-ons, and then probably using one of my, well, yeah, I guess the socks will just happen as when I finish a pair of socks, I'll cast on another pair of socks. So that'll just happen. But the Zakami yarns would be after that. So some more camisoles would be my winter plans, all that jazz. Yeah, so that is all I have. Thank you so much for watching. I was listening to the Friday Night Knitting Club while I was knitting, also because of Chelsea from True Lane. And I really enjoyed it, so I'd recommend it if you want more knitting to, like, if you want to knit while thinking about knitting and learning about knitting, and, well, and maybe not, I don't know if I learned anything, but I enjoyed it tremendously. So yeah, I would recommend that too. That was just a random aside, but I finished it. So now I'm listening to just lots of other books. If anyone has any recommendations of books to read or listen to, would love to hear them. Always looking for more stuff to listen to on the train and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you so much for listening, watching, listening, attending. I'm hoping that my next video will not be quite so long in wait. What? I'm hoping that I'll get myself together and film another one in like 2 weeks. And also that I will have knit. I don't know if I'll have finished anything in 2 weeks, so I'll see how I go. Might be 3 weeks, might be another month, but I do enjoy filming them, so there should be another one to come. Hope you're having a great day, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.